Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Vice President of Marketing, Noah Westerlin.
How you guys doing? You know, I love this time of year. I look forward to this event all year long. There's so much excitement, so many new things that happen, but you know, most importantly for me, it's reconnecting with all of you guys. Some of you I get to see throughout the year. I get to talk to on a regular basis. Others of you I've only get to see maybe once a year. And so welcome. Welcome to Agile World. Thank you for being here. Today I'm here to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about some exciting new products. We're going to talk about future direction of this company, some of the things that Jeremiah was just talking about. I'm going to tell you why we're so excited, so confident in what's going to happen next at Agile. But before we get to that, I want to talk about another company. I want to use a different example of a company that's very similar to ours, and that can explain why we make some of the changes that we make and why we are so confident in how we're positioned. I want to talk about Apple computers for a second. Apple burst onto the scene in the 1970s. They brought the personal computer into the homes of America. They were different. They were new, something a little bit exciting. Made a lot of splash. A lot of people knew who they were. But not everyone had an Apple computer. You fast forward 10 years, Apple IPOs, they make their initial public offering. You can buy their stock, right? We can see that up here. But what's interesting is if you look at the mind share of Apple, everyone knows who they are. But let's look at their stock price for a minute, which is a pretty good indicator of how well they're doing as a company. They float around next to nothing till about 2005. How did a company with so much mind share, do you guys remember, maybe some of you, I'm probably dating myself now, back in the 80s, they had that 1984 commercial, that George Orwell commercial, where they ran in, they threw the hammer at that big screen and they busted through Big Brother, and they were different, they were new, they were innovative, much like Agile is. You have all these other juice companies out there that, you got to drink this juice and it'll change your life. And we took a different take on it. We came out with the gel company. That really does change your life. It really does make a big, big difference for you. So how is it that Apple didn't really become a player until 2005? Some people say, oh, well, that's when Steve Jobs came back. No, it's not true. Steve Jobs came back in 97. Well, it was when the iPod was launched. That's got to be it. No, that was in 2001. Well, maybe it was the iPhone. 2007. They were already on their rise. The iPad, 2009. The reality is there wasn't a product that was responsible for it, but there was a change in mindset. There was a change in the understanding of their potential. And then they made some changes in their operational structure that allowed them to realize their potential. You see, when Apple was first launched, they were Apple Computer. It was about this time around 2005 that they decided, you know what, we are not Apple Computer. They realized that their potential was so much greater than the personal computer. It was so much greater than electronic devices. What Apple does, and they do better than anyone else in the world, is they connect people. They allow people to create and to share ideas and experiences. And that inspires everybody. And then at that same time, they made a small operational change. They switched from IBM chips over to Intel chips. Didn't change the user experience. The same great Apple experience was still there. But what it did, it allowed them flexibility when it comes to delivering products to the marketplace. It allowed them flexibility in pricing because they could take advantage of these economies of scale. It allowed them to be more competitive and more responsive to their customers. So why are we talking about Apple? What does that have to do with Agile? It has a lot, actually. You see, at Agile, we are not just a supplement company. We're not just a multi-level marketing company that has an opportunity. At Agile, we change lives. That's what we do. That is our core commitment. And whether we're changing lives through our fantastic products, through our unmatched compensation plan, or through our Agile Cares Foundation, we change lives every single day, and we do it with your help. And we thank you for that. So now what's next for Agile? Well, next is some new products, some different directions. Many of you have seen the teasers that we put out, and you'll notice that the silhouettes of these new products, it's a different shape than some of our previous products. And there's some very good reasons for that. Number one, our products for a long time have been 0.75 ounces that fit nicely in that packet that we've all come to know and love and that we connect with Agile. But last year, we started to explore different delivery systems, different methodologies to get our products out there, such as our Flex Rub with topical gels, or our gel strips. It's a different delivery system. Well, this year, we're bringing out 2 new gels, but what we needed to do in order to make these products the maximum effective that they could be is we needed to deliver different sized amounts. It's very simple. One product is an ounce in size, another product is 0.35 ounces. And so it's a different amount. We had to explore a different package. And so we are exploring different ways to manufacture these things. It's a simple change between horizontal and vertical. Now, we're not saying that we're not going to manufacture our existing products in those same wonderful packets that we have. But what we are saying is we are going to do what makes sense to deliver the best possible products to you guys so that we can change lives. So understanding that, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the newest member of the Agile family, Agile Volt.
Agile's Volt is a high-energy product that combines amino acids, caffeine, botanicals, and vitamins to create a healthy and effective energy gel. As components of guarana syrup, theobromine and theophylline not only stimulate the body, but also the mind, increasing alertness and cognition. The amino acids in Volt, glycine and acetyl L-carnitine, have been specifically chosen for their ability to increase the body's natural energy stores, which alleviates the crash associated with many other energy supplements. Volt is specifically formulated to not only increase performance, but also to aid in recovery after activity. Energy now, no crash later. Agile Volt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Agile Volt is a fantastic companion product to Ohm. I know that some of you are asking the question right now, well, we have Ohm, we have this energy product. Well, Ohm is mental focus, mental clarity, mental energy, and it is a fantastic product. These two products work synergistically together to deliver an unmatched combination of mental focus and physical energy. But what I want to do right now is I want to bring out the creator of this product, a man who really needs no introduction, Mr. Joe Rockwood, our Vice President of Research and Development, to tell you about how this product works. Joe?
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate that. Hello! How about another round of applause for the idea of a real solid energy product? I'm excited, I'm honored to be able to talk to you about this product today. This has been a long time coming. When we started the company way back in the day, people have been asking for this product from month one. Before I explain what the product is, I want to get into what the product is not. I don't want there to be any confusion. As Noah alluded to, or just said, Ohm and Volt, they're not the same product. They're different. They have their different aspects of them. Ohm is a fantastic product. And I'm behind on my slides already. Sorry about that. There we go. Ohm is a fantastic product. It's a mental focus product. It's an energy product for your mind. If you need to be clear thinking, if you need to have lower stress levels, if you need to have your ability to focus zoomed in, Ohm is the perfect product for that. If you need physical energy, you need to go that extra mile, Volt is that product. Volt is the product that's going to keep you going from day to day. Volt is 29 grams of unbridled power. And I'm excited to be able to offer it to you today. What happens if you want energy in the mind? Ohm is great. If you want physical energy, Volt is great. What happens if you take them both together? That's the big question. And the answer is that's essentially what you're going to get. That's right. These two products, when taken together, they complement each other so well, you could easily become a force the likes of which the world has never seen. Doesn't matter what country you're in, doesn't matter who your friends are, they're gonna know something's different about you. You get to be the best version of you. And everybody wants to be the best version of you. How many of us start each day with a cup of coffee? A lot of us do. A good cup of coffee deserves a hand, apparently. That's right. A lot of us start the day with that. How many of us start, I know some people that start with one of those big old energy products. You got your tall boy and your granddaddy and the 6-foot energy drink. Those are supplying so much terrible nutrition to you. It's giving you energy, it's keeping you going, that's true. But what's it doing to you? These products are rough. Let's compare some of them. Red Bull. Red Bull has the lion's share of the energy drink market. So we're going to use them as the example. A 16-ounce Red Bull, which is 2 servings, but honestly, who drinks half of the can and sticks it in the fridge? 220 calories, about 150 milligrams of caffeine, so it's going to give you some energy. 55 grams of sugar. That's a whole bunch of sugar. And honestly, if you look at the nutrition behind it, it's not really giving you much. There is a little taurine in there. It's giving you a little bit of amino acid. And the sodium level, we get so much sodium in our diets, it's incredible. 400 milligrams of sodium in 1 can. Now, if we jump to a Starbucks latte, 16 ounces, that's big for some countries, but the countries that have the tiny little ones, those are like super concentrated jet fuel. The American coffee is less concentrated, generally speaking. But we're looking at about 250 calories, roughly, 150 milligrams of sugar for a latte, 150 milligrams of caffeine, 36 grams of sugars. You're getting some fat in there, that's why the calories are higher. But again, really high in sodium. This is why this product is so important. Volt, 1 ounce, 29 mils, 30 mils, 40 calories, 10 grams of sugar, about 165 milligrams of caffeine, combined with a bunch of amino acids, and 5 milligrams of sodium. That's right. We've gone the rounds back and forth. As I've consulted with the different medical people, the different nutritional people, with our diamonds, with the corporate staff, we all have different opinions on what makes an energy product good. Now, the energy aspect is given. Everyone agrees with that. It needs to be there. It needs to be effective. But some of us are so focused on it being healthy that we don't want to take the energy products because they're not good for us. Others are focused on where the energy comes from. Nutrition turns out to be a big key point in these energy products. The fact that we have the amino acids and the low carbs, it's creating a really, really consumable product for a wide array of people. Volt is a product for everyone. The question, I guess, comes, what's in it? What do we get to talk about when we look at the ingredients? Now, most people don't grab their energy drink and look at the ingredients on it. I mean, they'll see, there's some guarana, and hey, look, caffeine. Yeah, that's on there, and that's about the end of it. We'll go over these ingredients here. There's guarana syrup in there. Guarana is a great ingredient. It's a source of natural caffeine. It's a source of theobromine and theophylline. And these are great stimulants that help the mind and the body. They're not things that are just going to amp you up. They will amp you up. They're not just going to amp you up. Glycine, great amino acid. One of the underused amino acids, I would say. Carnitine, great for mental power. Glucuronolactone, B vitamins. We've got the whole gamut in here. Now, if we look at each of these images, I want you to find the image that represents you as closely as you can. Some of us don't look quite that silly when we yawn. Some of us look worse. Some of us aren't that in shape. Are you a student? Are you a busy office person that gets sleepy? Are you an athlete? Are you just an adventurer? Or are you a busy parent? Everyone needs a product like this. This is one that is made for everybody. It was specifically designed for athletes. By combining the glycine, the amino acids, it fuels the body. Not only does it create energy for before your competition, but in recovery. As you take this product as a recovery, it rebuilds your glycogen stores. It rebuilds your body and helps you recover much more quickly. This product was also specifically designed for students. Did you know that 1/2 of all college students consume energy products? There's so many college students out there. Half of them consume energy products. Now the question is why? Why do they all consume energy products? Part of it's lifestyle. Another part of it is they want to be able to think clearly. People associate energy with being able to think clearly. A lot of students are actually, or were, I hope they're not still doing it, but they might be. They're getting some of the nicotine patches for people that want to quit smoking, and they'll put nicotine patches on their arms when they go in to test, because it helps them think clearer. It helps them improve their recall. They're looking for any kind of stimulant to help their mental clarity. Well, this product was made specifically with that in mind. The guarana has theobromine and theophylline in it. Both of those, while they are stimulants for the body, they also focus on the mind. They help you be much more alert, much more alert. Volt was designed with moms in mind, busy parents. My wife is a huge fan of this product. She's been really happy that we came out with it. Amino acids combined with the caffeine, with the healthy B vitamins, they're the thing that help you keep everyone else going. If my wife weren't around, the whole house would fall down. We would crumble. She's the one that keeps us all glued together, and she gets worn out sometimes. She's a big fan of this product. Volt is designed to keep you going, keep the energy going when you're out late with your friends. How many people go out for, they want to be social, and they get out there and, it's 9:30, I got to go back and go to bed because I'm tired. We were at a Halloween party about a year ago, and we had a couple of friends that were just engaged. My wife's a gymnastics coach, and so we've got a bunch of really in-shape people that she works with. I mean, they're all, veins everywhere. It's kind of fun, a little creepy, but they're all very in shape. Two of them were engaged, and they're living the single life, but they're just kind of coming out of it. And the rest of us are just old hat, married 10, 15, 20 years. And it gets about 9:30, and remember, my wife's boss she's just hunched down on the couch, just dragging knuckles on the ground, tired. And she's like, it's 9:30, why am I still up? And the single people kind of looked at all of us and saw that we were all kind of tired, and they're like, is that what we're going to turn into? You guys haven't been married that long. I mean, come on. Well, he actually got a little worried, and he's like, do I want to do this? Do I want to submit? Well, the fact of the matter is, as we get older, it's harder to keep our energy levels up, but we don't want to give in. We don't want to lower our guard and just sort of give in to lethargy. No, we want to keep going. We want to still feel youthful. This helps us do that. And it's not something that you're going to be jittery wired with. You're going to just feel good. This product was also built in mind with business builders in mind. How many of you are business builders? That was pathetic. Come on. There we go. There we go. If you've got to drive 5 hours to a meeting, we don't need you pulling off the side of the road falling asleep. When you go into a one-on-one meeting, you go into an in-home meeting, an ABB, something, you want your energy high. You want to be that best version of yourself. You know what the difference is between getting a job and not getting a job? Often enough, it's how you present yourself. If your resume is a little shy, it's a little shallow, if you present yourself well, people want to work with you. They're willing to overlook some stuff. If you don't have quite all the technical attributes people are looking for. If you feel like you're that guy, people look at that. They can tell. If your energy's up, you're the best version of yourself. Now, I love all of my products. I think of them as my children, and I try not to pick favorites too much. I feel like a proud father with this product. This is a great, great product. I have had so many responses, for testimonials, and I'll go through some of these testimonials here in just a little bit. They're amazing. They've amazed me, the results that we've had. Some key points about this product. While it does have all the benefits we've listed, there are some factors that a lot of people don't think about until after the fact. And then they call up and say, oh no, is this vegetarian? Is this or that? Well, the fact is, this is vegetarian. There are no animal byproducts in here. There's no gluten in this product. There shouldn't be any anti-doping issues with this product. If you can consume caffeine for your athletic events, you can consume this product. Low glycemic index, low glycemic load. If you don't know what that means, it means that it doesn't affect your blood sugar levels as dramatically. Makes it much more user-friendly for those who have diabetes and blood sugar issues. And this is a healthy energy product. There's so many of them are not healthy. Even some of the negative aspects of energy products, that we've counteracted them with other ingredients. We're trying to make up for its own deficiencies and make it just an all-around positive product. Some of the testimonials that we had, one gentleman, Seth, he's an athlete. His most exciting thing he was most excited about was the fact that he gets a competitive edge from this product. Other people are drinking their Gatorade. You still need to drink your Gatorade, get your electrolytes back, but their energy doesn't last as long. He's felt this product keeps him going, keeps him with that edge longer than the other products, and he takes a fair amount of energy products. Marcus, just recently, after 16 hours on a plane, took a Volt, virtually no jet lag. You don't drop dead later either. I mean, sure, you can just take a bunch of NoDoz and feel okay, but you drop dead later. I've traveled all around the world, all different places. Most of us have, many of us have. It's easy to get into that. I just traveled 10 hours. I need that day and a half to recover. Stay up as late as you can the first night and sleep as long as you can. You don't need that with this product. This makes up for a lot of extra time traveling. Rich was impressed with the fact that he's much more alert with this product, not jittery. Our own Craig Bradley, he's a big cyclist fan. He goes out biking every day. His words when he's on his bike. Volt makes me feel like the wind is at my back. I feel like someone's pushing me along. Craig's one of the healthiest guys I know. He feels that extra energy. If it's not healthy, he doesn't take it. It makes him feel good. No one has complained to me that their heart's racing, that they're jittery, that they crash. It doesn't happen. From a pilot batch, I brought home, back to the office, we brought 400 to 500 packets of this material, and within 24 hours, I don't know where they went. We had people bouncing around the office, and I actually went looking for some packets because I needed one. I didn't have any left. I had a big box full, 400 to 500 of them, gone. People consumed them, and there were a few people that had some stashed, and so I knew where to go to get them before we had our first shipment come in. When do you take this product? Why do you take this product? Everyone has their own individual times and reasons. You take this product to get the most out of your day. You take this product before school or for work. You take this product before you go into a business briefing or a one-on-one. You take this product after lunch so you can be attentive to the next session. And you take this product before a Saturday morning Agile walk. Walk of Hope, Saturday morning. This product is for anyone at any time you want to be your best. And again, I want to reiterate, the effect of this product is fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Rockwell, let's give him a hand. Now, I promised you earlier that we would have two products that we're going to launch today. Of course, we have our Agile Volt. It is an amazing product. You heard a lot about the testimonials. Well, here's the great thing about Volt. You get it after this session closes, you try it, and you're going to have your own testimonial that fast. This is a right now product. This is a product where you can see a difference right away. It's going to be amazing how alert everyone is in this next session. I'm excited for it personally. But next, we have another product. This is a continuation of a product that we already have regionally. We have learned as we manufacture things. We've learned to improve. We've learned to create and expand our product base. The next product we have is an essential product that every person needs. From the moment of conception until the time of death, this is something that your body can't synthesize. You must supplement this product. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Agile's Omega-3.
Fatty acids, or EFAs, are vital to the nervous system, skin, and cardiovascular system, and play a significant role in metabolism. Because the body does not naturally synthesize EFAs, we need some form of essential fatty acids in our daily diet to maintain optimal health. Omega-3 fatty acids are prevalent in most fish oils and some plant oils. However, the natural fatty acids in these oils are highly unsaturated, thereby susceptible to oxidation. Because of the oxidation factor, most fish oil products are unpleasant. To overcome this challenge, Agile has emulsified omega-3 fatty acids into its patent-pending suspension gel. This proprietary technology protects the critical nutrients in omega-3 while ensuring a faster, tastier, and more complete delivery system without the overpowering fishy flavor. Omega-3 fatty acids are primarily composed of EPA and DHA. Both compounds are key contributors to the positive effects of omega-3, and both are carefully preserved in Agile's new omega-3 gel product. Not all omega-3 supplements are equal. Independent research shows that when top-quality omega-3 fish oils are combined with a suspension gel delivery system, your body gets over 3 times the absorption compared to other delivery methods. Essential nutrition, superior delivery. Agile's Omega-3.
Agile's Omega-3, ladies and gentlemen, this product really does taste fantastic, I gotta tell you. I like to just eat the product. It's so good. This is an essential product from conception to death. And I have a personal connection with this product. Recently, my wife and I found out that we're going to be blessed with our first child. And we're really excited about that. But she's had a lot of trouble. She's been very sick. She has a hard time keeping things down. And this is one of the first products that we knew that she needed to have. So let's just hear it from her own words. Let's see what she has to say about her experience with omega-3.
My name is Amanda, and at the end of June, I found out I was pregnant. I tried to start taking prenatal vitamins, but I wasn't able to keep them down. So I went to my doctor, and he told me at least I need to be taking omega-3. I didn't know what to do because at that time, fishy taste and fishy smells were really hard on my stomach. I went to my husband and he suggested the Agile omega-3 because it didn't taste fishy. I started taking it just at night, and it was something my doctor was really happy about, that I was able to keep that in my system because of the nutrition that it brings to my baby. Agile's omega-3 is great. It doesn't have a fishy taste, and it provides the essential nutrients that me and my baby need.
Ladies and gentlemen, to teach you more about why this product is so amazing, what omega-3s can do for you, let's welcome to the stage the newest member of our Scientific Advisory Council, Dr. Joseph Fiennes. Doctor? Welcome. It's great. Thank you.
Omega-3s. Why, out of all the nutrients, all the nutritional products out there, did Agile choose omega-3 at this time? Why and what can omega-3s do for you? These are two questions I'd like to answer for you by the end of my time here today. Before I answer those two questions, I'd like to take a step back and just bring you on a brief tour, a brief journey through the nutrition history. Going back to the caveman days, as well as in our time, some people unfortunately see food just from its very basic abilities to supply us with energy. This concept, as I like to call the caveman approach to nutrition, is a concept that food can essentially do three basic things for us. Number one, food can satisfy hunger pangs. Number two, food can actually, if it's pleasant to us, cause a release of dopamine in our brain and bring about a little bit of pleasure. The third thing that food can do for us from a very basic perspective is it can allow us to have energy to do things. As we further learn about food, and as folks have delved into what it really is and what it can really do for us, we've understood that food is made up of three basic building blocks. These include proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. We discovered nutrients like vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals can further enhance our benefit us in a nutritional perspective. Let me catch up the slides here. So this brings about the idea of what we call higher nutrition. It's optimization of our diets. And as you've seen in the world and over the last couple of decades, this has become a huge emphasis for folks, both from a recreational aspect, folks who are involved in sports, in athletics, as well as in the medical world. We've decided that it's not all about proteins, it's not all about carbohydrates, it's not all about just fats, but it's about micronutrients, it's about chemicals that are in a very micronutrient process can help us. As we look at nutrition now, we understand that the types and the quality of the food that we put into our body can have a profound effect upon us. We understand that higher nutrition, or taking the time and energy to look at what do we put into our bodies, can help us to further understand can help us to further optimize our health levels. It can optimize our ability to perform, both mentally and both physically. In addition, with the optimization of our food, looking at quality of food and the types of food that we put into our bodies, we can help to delay the onset of disease. So genetics comes into that, but when we eat the appropriate foods, we can delay the onset of disease. In addition, we can help to delay the progression of disease. So this leads us to fats. We've talked about proteins, we've talked about carbohydrates, and now we want to zone in on fats. Fats are, in the past, back in the 80s, there were the high protein diets. This was the fad of the time. It was basically taking a lot of protein, taking very little carbohydrate, taking essentially no or very little fats. At that time, fats were seen as a no-no. We didn't really understand what fats could do for us. Then in this last decade, we've seen that the pendulum has totally swung to the other side. If anyone's familiar with the Atkins diet, I think many of us have heard of that, but the idea there was we could take in whatever fats we wanted, and that this would satisfy us to the point where we would actually take in overall less calories, and in addition, we would take in, we would lose weight and have a higher level of health. Essentially, there are three types of fats. These include saturated fats, monounsaturated fats, which are somewhat associated with the Mediterranean diet, as well as polyunsaturated fats. And those are the ones we really want to focus in on in a few minutes. That's where omega-3 lies, is polyunsaturated fats. A brief review of saturated fats. So despite what some people have in the last decade told us about them, that it's okay to take in high levels, we've come to understand that saturated fats are actually harmful to us. The European Society of Cardiology has basically come out and stated that saturated fats and our level of intake directly correlate with our blood cholesterol levels, as well as directly correlate with the amount of incidence and prevalence of heart disease. Recently, I spoke to a cardiologist who I work with. He's from a small village in Nigeria. In his village, there's very little to no intake of dairy products or animal fats. He basically told me that he tells his patients that to stay away from these saturated fats completely. You'll get enough in your diet by accident, essentially. The other day, I was eating a low-fat yogurt, which I thought was a healthy food. I turned to the back of the container there, and I saw that there was 1.5 grams of saturated fat. In looking at the percentage that made up of my daily need, it was almost 10% just in one serving of yogurt. And that's thought of as a relatively healthy food. So, not only are saturated fats linked to heart disease, which we know is very prevalent, it's something we're scared of, it's something family members and friends experience. Saturated fats are also linked to the number one killer today, and that is cancer. There's a strong link between our intake of saturated fat, breast cancer, colon cancer, and prostate cancer. So not only do we worry about our hearts, but we also worry about cancer with our intake of saturated fat. So let's move on to something a little more favorable. Let's talk about monounsaturated fats. These are found in olive oils, nuts, avocados, seeds. And like I mentioned before, the Mediterranean diet. That's something that many of us look on as a favorable diet. Monounsaturated fats can have beneficial effects on our cholesterol. So just a brief overview is there are bad cholesterol, the LDLs, low-density lipoproteins. They're the good cholesterol that actually kind of whisks away fatty streaks in our vessels. And these are the high-density lipoproteins. We also know that monounsaturated fats can help reduce the risk of breast cancer. Let's move on to polyunsaturated fats. This is why we're here today. This is to talk about one of the particular polyunsaturated fats that has a very favorable profile. A quick view of polyunsaturated fats. There are omega-3s, omega-6s, and omega-9s. Omega-9 fatty acids are beneficial to us. We know that they are found in nuts. We know that they can regulate blood sugars. They can help us to increase our levels of good cholesterol in our blood. But the interesting thing about them, they are non-essential, meaning we do not need these in our diet. Let's move on to omega-6 fatty acids. These have been in the spotlight over the last decade as to being favorable to our diets. Interestingly, omega-6 fatty acids are found readily in an average diet. Poultry, eggs, whole grains, berries. They have real benefits. We need to have these in our diets. They help us with our hair, allergies, bones. Also can help us regulate blood sugars. Linoleic acid is one of the more prominent omega-6 fatty acids. This is an essential fatty acid. We need it in our diet. The interesting thing about about linoleic acid is that it is found commonly in the vegetable oils that are used in processed foods. So things like crackers, margarine, cookies may very well have linoleic acid in it. It has been recognized by the National Institute of Health that the typical American diet has so much omega-6 fatty acids in it that there's an approximately ratio of 10 units of omega-6 fatty acids for every 1 unit of omega-3 fatty acids. The ideal range is to have approximately 4-to-1 ratio, somewhere right around there. And they're still trying to delve down and figure out exactly what that ratio is, but 4-to-1 is recognized right now. So the question is now, omega-6 have those benefits, but why would we want to have that smaller ratio? Why would we want to have essentially more omega-3s, less omega-6s in our diet? The problem there are concerns with omega-6s. These have an increased risk of a prothrombotic state in our body when we have higher levels, that 10-to-1 ratio. Prothrombotic situations in our body, or a prothrombotic state, can lead to such situations as the more commonly known one is stroke or heart disease. When you get a clot, goes to the brain, a clot that involves in the heart, and can lead to death or other severe neurological or physical impairment. In addition, omega-6 fatty acids in high amounts can lead us to a high level of inflammation. So inflammatory state in our body in relation to disease would be involved with such things as heart disease, be involved with such things as rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune diseases. It's things as simple as osteoarthritis, just as very common. Too much omega-6 fatty acids can lead to specific diseases such as heart attack, arrhythmia, cancer, even mood disorders. So we actually have prescription medications that are used to block the pathways that these omega-3 fatty acids head down. These are used commonly today. Something as simple as ibuprofen, and we know that that's used for inflammatory conditions such as tendinitis or even something like osteoarthritis. So one concern with omega-6s and omega-3s is that omega-6 fatty acids compete for the same location within the cell membrane as the omega-3s. And because they're more prominent in our everyday diet, they're more likely to take that spot in that cell membrane. They have different jobs within the cells, and as we've shown, they can lead to a disease-type state where you get inflammation, where you get thrombosis. You also may have the cell signaling blood cells to constrict. When we have constriction of blood cells, that can lead to the issue with less blood flow getting to the cell, to key organs, and this means less nutrients, it means less oxygen, less red blood cells. In addition, that can mean the inefficiency of removing toxins from the key organs. So this leads us to why we're here today, and this is omega-3. And this is actually, I'll talk in a few minutes. Omega-3s is something that I've, back in around 2004, 2005, it caught my attention. And I've incorporated into my everyday diet, as well as I'm going to talk in a few minutes about my family's. But omega-3 fatty acids consists of two of the main crown jewels of fatty acids, or of fats in general. These include EPA, which is eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. So we just call them EPA and DHA to make it simple. These fatty acids are available in certain and limited diet products, naturally, I should say. But just real quickly, I want to show you what how these are involved within the body. DHA makes up 20% of our brain. Let me come back here. There we go. Sorry, I thought that one would switch over. So DHA makes up 20% of our brain. So you can imagine as an embryo develops, if a mother does not have that DHA available to her, you wonder what happens to the brain of that infant or that embryo. Secondly, DHA makes up 50% of our retina, so it's involved in vision. This is among many other organs. So omega-3 supplementation can also have a profound effect on cardiovascular disease. They've done several studies looking at individuals, particularly those with heart conditions, so those who have had heart attacks. They've shown there's a 47% reduction in the incidence of sudden death in those who have had a myocardial infarction. And this is well recognized by the American Institute of Heart Health. There's also a reduction in overall cardiovascular events in those who have had heart disease. In addition, it can reduce the incidence of heart attack or repeat heart attack. The evidence for this is strongest in supplements of fish oil or fish oil itself. So it can be derived from a natural fish or more easily from a supplement on a day-to-day basis. And that's something we actually see commonly now today in the medical field among cardiologists, among internal medicine doctors. They're now commonly prescribing omega-3s for their patients. And there's even now a prescription form of omega-3s. In addition to helping with cardiovascular disease in those patients who are already recognized as having cardiovascular disease, omega-3s can help us to regulate our heart rate. They can help us to regulate blood flow, blood pressures, can help reduce triglycerides, which are some of the fats in our blood that cause adverse effects. We also recognize that omega-3s can help reduce cardiovascular risk factors. So these can reduce plaque buildup in patients who have had heart conditions or have had procedures. In addition, they can improve the exercise capacity in patients who have cardiovascular events. I have a strong family history of cardiovascular disease. I never met my father's father. He, at the age of 48, suddenly collapsed with no warning signs and was diagnosed with a massive heart attack that immediately killed him. My father, at the age of 59, was diagnosed with heart disease. He underwent coronary angioplasty, and he's been battling heart disease for the last 11 years. He's had to work on losing weight. He's had to work on really changing his diet, and it's been interesting to watch the battle that he's fought, but he's been able to fight it. So this, for myself, from a somewhat of a selfish standpoint, it makes me realize that my dietary intake, as well as the way I live my life, could greatly affect personally how long I live, as well as the quality of my life. In addition, those who depend on me, my wife, my son. If I were to have a heart attack, again, like my grandfather at the age of 48, that would be a difficult thing to go through. So there are modifiable and unmodifiable risk factors. Unmodifiable are age, our gender. So unfortunately, men, we're in a worse state than the women, and also family history. Modifiable risk factors include blood pressure, our cholesterol levels, and our diet. So now this brings us to omega-3 fatty acids and some of the other things how they benefit us. One of those is they have an anti-inflammatory property. We saw omega-6s, pro-inflammatory if taken in too high amounts. Omega-3s, they have the benefit of decreasing inflammation. In fact, my friend had knee surgery by a renowned surgeon who's done surgeries on several high elite athletes. And the surgeon actually took the time to tell him and prescribe omega-3 fatty acids for him after his surgery. There are several other benefits of omega-3 fatty acids that are now being studied and are yet to be definitively proven, but some people use the omega-3 fatty acids for those reasons. Now, here's the wonderful benefit of omega-3 fatty acids is that we've talked about all these other fats, saturated fat, specifically talked about omega-6 fatty acids and the harmful byproducts of these and how they can adversely affect us despite the benefits that they have. But omega-3 fatty acids, according to the National Institute of Health of the United States, has basically said we cannot recognize any long-term detrimental effects. So really the effects that, the adverse effects that omega-3 fatty acids have are minor, and those basically include a fishy taste. So if you've ever tried a capsule before, or eaten fish that was a little gamey, you get that taste that's there. So secondly, the other minor issue is that there can be a gastrointestinal issue, and that's usually dose related, so you can always cut back on your dose. So the question I brought up earlier, why the Agile omega-3? And this is what I think is unique about this product that they're bringing forward. The one amazing thing about it is that so if you've ever tried the capsule and you've experienced that, you've had the taste, you've had the some of that reflux, etc. With the Agile omega-3, this product, let me catch this slide up here, excuse me. Okay, so the product is found in a very easily takeable form. So you don't have to worry about water, because it's in an emulsified form, and we'll talk about this a lot more tomorrow in our breakout session, but the emulsification of this product allows it to gently be introduced into the system. In addition, there was a study that was shown up there early, and we'll talk about it in just a minute, but this was an independent study that showed an emulsified form of omega-3 fatty acids can have up to 3 times the absorption rate. And so that's amazing. You have to take less product, less of those minor irritating side effects, and you get more bang for your buck, essentially. So as I mentioned before, there's a prescription strength of omega-3 fatty acids. And I'm just going to point your attention up to here. I've seen this. I've actually continued this prescription for patients as they've been on it and felt like it's something they want to do. But as you can see here, the prescription strength is very comparable to the Agile omega-3. So the amount of EPA is quite similar, as well as the amount of DHA is a little bit more in the prescription strength. Now the interesting part here is if you compare one capsule of the prescription strength to one pouch of omega-3, you'll find that due to this emulsification process that allows for the small intestine to readily absorb this product, you actually get approximately 3 times the amount of EPA, and you get approximately 2.5 times the amount of DHA. So looking just quickly at price, I just was interested in that, kind of wondering how this would affect the pocketbook, and they're going to talk in a few minutes just about price. But the prescription strength is the approximate retail price if you pay it out of pocket for 1 month is approximately $189. For Agile, you're paying less than $2 a day. So just to remind you some of the benefits of this product, there's up to 3 times the amount of absorption. It's an inexpensive product. It's very easy to use. You can bring it with you throughout the day at any point. And I've tried several packets as they were producing it, and it actually has a very pleasant, actually good taste. So it's something you enjoy, maybe even look forward to. If there are 2 things that I can ask you to take away from this time I've spent up here today, it's number 1, that take the time to look at your diet, and particularly take the time to include essential fatty acids, specifically omega-3s, those that your body can't produce. We've seen the benefits that those can have on our health. We've seen that they can help us prevent disease, it can help us slow the progression of disease. And secondly, the most effective way to do this is through Agile omega-3.
Very nice job. Thank you. Now, doctor, we did some studies on this, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Yeah, we do have some studies on this, and we learned about the absorption. You were talking earlier about the ratios, the 10-to-1, the 4-to-1. What's so significant about that? Could you remind us?
Yeah, so the 10-to-1 ratio, typical American diet, basically is suboptimal. Now we want the 4-to-1 because the omega-3 fatty acids have much better properties than the omega-6 fatty acids within the cell membrane.
So what we did is we went out and we tested a few individuals, simple before and after. We looked at ratios and we looked at percentage in blood. So let's take a look at those and let's see what the difference was if someone was taking some of those pills versus our omega-3 gel. So subject 1, over a certain period of time, it was a couple weeks, right?
Yes.
They saw a 17% increase, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Which isn't bad. So that, medically speaking, that would be a decent improvement, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So what happened over the same period of time? Now, these two individuals, very similar genetic makeup. In fact, they're brothers. Let's see what happened with the Agile omega-3. A 70% increase.
You're talking about over 5 times the amount.
How significant is that from a medical perspective?
Well, when you talk about if you're trying to go from a 10-to-1 to a 4-to-1, that's a long range to go. So it's actually a big deal.
It's a very big deal. So thank you very much, Doctor, for all your help. Dr. Joseph Fiennes. So when you compare what other people are taking on the market when they go in there, well, I'm happy with what I can get at Walmart. That works great for me. Sure. You can continue to do what you've been doing, and you'll get the same result. Now, continue doing what you're doing and expecting a different result is the very definition of insanity. So if this result, this activity that you've been involved in, if you're taking these pills and you're not seeing your levels come into the correct alignment, why would you continue to do what you're doing? Sure. You can continue to spend that money. You can continue to get less absorption. You can continue to get less efficacy. Or you can join with us, a proven product that works. Agile's omega-3. And it works because of the increased absorption. We've seen this study. This is independent research. This isn't research that we did. This is independent research that was done at the Mayo Clinic that shows definitively when these essential fatty acids are put into an emulsion, you get better absorption. This product is better. It absolutely is the best product on the market. If it wasn't, I wouldn't give it to my wife when she's expecting our first child. That's how much I believe in this product. Now, of course, everyone is asking probably 2 questions right now. What do these products cost? When can I get them? I'm going to answer that for you right now. These products have a very, very affordable price. Both of them come in at $48 US at the price. Some of our least expensive products out there with 35 CV. And of course, you have our preferred customer volume and our preferred customer bonus. You can also purchase these products in a 5-pack bonus and recognize some additional savings. If you buy them at 5 packs, it's $199 US for 5 boxes. You get a CV of 134. Your preferred customer CV is 54, and of course, you get a nice payout there to you. Let's talk availability. Of course, they're available right now in the Agile store next door. They're available for order in the US and Canada. They are making their way all over the world as we speak on ships, on planes, and they'll be arriving in your local markets soon. I can tell you that by the end of the year, you'll be able to order Volt over in Europe. I can't give you an exact date, but it will be soon that these omega-3s will make their way over to Asia. Of course, we have an OM3, which is a fantastic product over in Europe right now. But if you love this taste, stock up on it right here if you're from Europe. And these will be all over the world over the next few months and no later than the beginning of next year. Everyone will be able to take advantage of these fantastic products. Now, I can tell you right now that I absolutely believe in these products. I absolutely believe in this company, in the leadership that we have, the field leadership and the corporate leadership. I know we have the right people in the right places, but most importantly, I believe in all of you. My name is Noah Westland, and I am Agile.